It's time. Hello and welcome to another street motion instructional video. This week we are working on Kip-ups. Now Kip-up you've definitely seen before. It's that cool move in like Jackie Chan movies where he goes onto his back and then he does like a spring from the ground onto his feet, and it's really quick and cool. As a young freerunner, I had no idea that this was something that I'd be learning, but I was really happy when it was. So, the very first step, you are going to start in a deep squat. Then you're going to roll back towards your shoulders and make sure that your lower back is off the ground. And then you're going to roll back into the squat. Make sure that your feet are nice and wide apart. The wider your feet are, generally the easier it's going to be to get back up onto them from this squat. So give that a few practices until you can generate enough momentum from sort of rolling back onto your shoulders to roll back onto your feet. You'll notice in the video I've got a pile of blankets on the floor. During these steps you might want to have a little padding of your own. You might want to do this on grass, or you might want to just put some blankets down like I have in this clip, just to save a little bump in your lower back where your pelvis is. Otherwise that's going to get quite sore as you practice this, and having a little bit of padding will allow you to just keep going backwards and forwards until you are really good at generating the momentum you need to get back to your feet. So this squat, this sort of deep squat, is the position that you're going to land in when you start going for the full thing. So it's really important to remember that position. In the next step, you're going to roll back onto your shoulders, making sure your lower back's off the ground. And then while keeping your lower back off the ground, you're going to attempt to put your feet underneath you. So you're going to kick them round in a sort of scoop and get them onto the floor. And just be a little bit gentle to begin with. I don't want you to sort of hurt yourself or bruise your heels or anything. Try and get your balls of your feet onto the floor. In mine, you'll see that line where my bum started is around where my feet are landing. So the next step here is that instead of keeping your legs bent the entire time, you're going to start to gently just extend them upwards before you start that scoop down. And on the scoop down, you're still going to bend those legs. It's just that you're going to sort of kick upwards and then bring the feet down in that scooping motion. And again, you're going to want to practice this over and over again until you can feel that initial straightening of the legs start to lift you a little bit. And as soon as you can feel that lift occurring, I want you to go with it and try and get into a bridge position like I'm doing here. So if you can get into a bridge from this position, you're already most of the way there. You've already learned how to generate enough momentum to get some lift and some rotation, which is really great. So from here, you're going to start to land in the bridge. Really try and dial up the power now so that your bridge happens really easily. The next step is probably the trickiest, but instead of going into a bridge now, you're going to just land on your feet for a moment and then roll back safely. So that exercise we did in the beginning, going from the squat to sort of rolling onto your back, that's how you're going to land this. So it's a cross between the sort of going into a bridge one, but you've got to do it hard enough that your hands lift up and then just roll back. And practice this over and over again and start to add that power, add even more power. You know, if you start to lose it, take a little break, come back to it in a minute. And then the final step is to start to bring your chest forwards after your feet land. Start to land on your feet, and then during that instant where your feet are on the floor, try and get your chest above your toes so that you can stand up. If you can find your balance after your feet have landed, you've successfully learned how to do this move. Practice makes perfect, as with anything. So the more you practice this, the better it will get. And with Kip-ups, it really is just practice. You know, it won't happen right away. You've got to practice and you've got to train those muscles. I want to show you that you can actually do this anywhere. You can do it, you know, on some blankets in your living room, or on the grass outside or on your bed. But obviously, make sure it's okay with your parents. I don't want to be responsible for any destruction of property. If you're having trouble at all, get onto something a little bit bouncy. Just make sure that you're following these steps and you're working it up safely and gradually. Remember to send in your video suggestions.
Wait. It worked. My time machine worked.
That's so dumb.
Hi guys, this is Joe, but from the future. I'm like the old Joe, except smarter. I'm cutting in to let you guys know that there's now a solid way to show us your practice videos. So, what you've got to do is use the hashtag #StreetMotionAtHome and post to Instagram or Facebook. You can also tag us at @StreetMotion and we'll be able to see what you post. Now guys, I really do want to help you to practice whilst we're training at home. So those are the details. I look forward to seeing some practice videos. Another idea for the video that we've just done, or any of the others in fact, is to see if you can learn the move and then teach a family member or whoever you're in the house with how to do it, and send I don't know, the progress or something like that. It might be fun to try out, and through teaching the move you'll actually learn it better yourself, because you'll be forced to think through what the movements are. I think that's it. So I'll leave you with old Joe. I've got to get back to the future.
Remember to send in your video suggestions, any particular moves that you'd like to do. I saw Ollie wanted some A-twist tutorials or some B-twist tutorials. So I'll be looking at how we can do that and teach you guys that in a way that you're safe doing it at home. So I'm looking into that, Ollie. Thank you. Any other suggestions are more than welcome. I would love to read them. Like I said, clips of you practicing. I want to help. So, I am done. That's it this week. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Okay. What are we doing today? What are we doing? Kip-ups. That's right. Kip-ups.